hear me as well? Let me just change over screen so that I can see what's going on. There we go. Okay, yes, so I should be live. Um, Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another stream. Today we are finishing the jumper. I'm pretty confident it is going to be finished on stream. Last stream, I believe I had to redo the neckline. I wasn't quite happy with it. I'm a lot happier with that neckline, as you can see. Let me just move it that way so you can actually see it. So I've got all my stuff like everywhere. Well, it feels like I've got it everywhere. It's a little bit messier today because obviously I'm going to be sewing the seams and everything like that. So yes, I'm just going to pop into the chat quickly because I know Pleasant Valley Picker has come in. I think Zahir said he was first over on YouTube. I can't see that on my restream, but I know because I've had the YouTube tab open. So he was saying he was first, and I was like, yeah, but you're the only one here. So, and he knew I was going upstairs to sort this all out. So it's kind of cheating a bit. And da, da, da. So, Karen's popped into the chat as well. Hello, Karen. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm hoping that my mic is actually working. I did do a quick test before I started. It seemed to be working, so we're going to try and, deal with the headset and the mic because, quite frankly, you kept being able to hear my computer when I wasn't using the mic. So Zahir saying still first, honey, it counts. I'm not sure it does. I've seen it. Pleasant Valley asked whether I got the acrylic paint out of the school uniform. Well, I think he was actually asking Zahir. I did out of the skirt. Her blazer is still a bit of a mess, but that's because her blazer it's probably just dried in. So I think Karen put a comment on saying if I tried freezing it. I haven't tried freezing it, so I will actually try freezing it. Because I know she leaves this year, so I really don't want to buy her any new uniform whatsoever. So she's only got to get through because she starts her GCSEs, like her exams next week. So she's been doing her art practical, that's finished now. And then she starts her actual, exams where she has to sit papers and stuff next week. So, yeah, so I really just didn't want to buy her any uniform at all. If I can avoid it, I want to, not do that. I have no idea, Pleasant Valley Picker. It did that to me earlier, actually. Yeah, it did that to me earlier. Where I clicked on a link and it just kind of opened up in a second window. And I had already had YouTube open, like the chat that I wanted to watch open already. So it was just like, well, that's annoying. That's weird. So I am going to get on and stop chatting and try and get this jumper sorted. So I'm going to start with the shoulder seam. Is she going off to college then? You don't seem old enough to have a daughter of that age. She is. She was pretty undecided about what she wanted to do, and so we've kind of encouraged her to kind of chill out about the college right now, just concentrate on the exams, and we'll sort the college out at some point over, like once her exams are over, because it was just too much stress. She has been stressing quite a lot, which is understandable. It's a stressful time taking your GCSEs. With all the pressure from school, she's been doing extra lessons on certain things because they want to push her up to a level 7 because they think she can do it. So she's been staying after school some evenings, doing extra revision at home as well because they've given her an extra workbook that she has to work on to push her up to that level as well. So, but yeah, she's planning on going to college. Oh, is that about sales? Yeah, sales have dropped. They were doing really well, but sales have dropped. Like on the general store, I think so. Here's probably talking about the general store. It just seems to have just dropped off a cliff, the sales. And the thing is, even with the hobby store isn't performing like fantastically, considering that we use Web Interpret, so it's advertised on way more eBay sites. And I should have actually sorted out this wall before I even came on stream. That would have been a sensible thing to do. But then again, I'm not that sensible. So hey, um, but yeah, the hobby store has been, considering we use Web Interpret and we pay for it to be advertised on a number of different sites, like a number of different eBay sites. Yeah, no, I'm talking about both. Yeah, I know. But yeah, it's been a bit shocking recently, really. Uh, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. That does to hear. Yeah, I was really quite surprised with that. I think we might join you on that, Karen. We're not talking to eBay either. uh, I mean, we expect the hobby store to dip at this time of year, but considering the amount of stock we have and the amount of sites it's advertised on, it's it's a little bit frustrating to say the least. So I am just sewing the shoulder seams up. Here we go. I'm going to start this way. Now it says I've got to use back stitch. This is a stitch I don't normally use, so we are just going to see how it goes. And I'm sure I'm probably going to do it completely wrong. And try and get that out of the way. Pleasant Valley Picker saying it slowed down for him as well. Yeah, they are harder. They even looking at the stuff that they teach them, me and Zahir have no clue. I mean, we don't really have much of a clue when it comes to that sort of stuff anyway. But to for them, it's like stuff like we sit there and say to them, because there's like teachers, like maths teachers and stuff like that do YouTube. So we sit there and say to them, why don't you go on YouTube? Just look it up on YouTube. Because there are some good channels out there that help with that sort of thing. And as parents, you don't know all of the answers. Like to help them if they're stuck on something. So I'm really far behind in the chat. I am sorry. This is going to be one of those chats where I do fall behind quite a lot because I am trying to concentrate on sewing this together. But I will try. I will try to keep up. Okay, so let's just put that there. So I'm using the same wool to actually do the seams because I kind of feel like it should be okay. So even if like the sewing shows that like through when I do the other side, when I turn it over, I think it's going to be fine because it's kind of quite a multicolored top anyway, so I don't think it's going to stand out too much. Sorry for being grumpy. Is that Zahir? Are you being grumpy, Zahir? I might Skype tomorrow and play Fortnite all day, as working my ass off in the office is bringing in. Yeah, okay. No, you can't. If I'm going to work, Zahir, you're going to work. So, you gotta keep going, is my answer to that. So, no skiving tomorrow, because I will find out about it, you know I will. So, unless you're telling me you're taking like a day's holiday, so here, and then maybe we can talk about that. Um, yeah, I can get that about the whole rent thing. And the thing is, we've got like two rents to cover now, and you know, although my wage comes in just at the right time of the rent, so you know, overall we're not like stressing out over that. It, you know, you want you know, we've just taken on this space, and you don't want to have to, you know, question it so early on. But you know, it is what it is, and we will work out the sales. I'm sure they'll pick up. Is that still in a good place? Let me just check. So I want the rib to line up there. So we need it to be like that. And where are you? Where are you? There. eBay might listen, you never know. Yeah, I mean, I reckon it'll work its way out. I think overall, although checking our figures, particularly on the hobby store, we are down. I don't think we're a massive amount down, but we are down on last year. But we'll have a look at the end of the month when we get to the end of the month and see what it is overall, because you never know, it might just work out. But I was trying to say this to Zahir this morning that if you look at what we were selling last year, we had a lot of RC cars and things like that. We weren't just relying on the parts, and although we had the boats recently, and we've still got a few boats to sell, I don't think it's that many actually, but it is there is a difference in what we've got for sale, so I think that can play a part in it. So it's not necessarily just about I suppose looking at your figures, because you've got to look at what you're selling at the time as well. I mean, I think we shared on the Chinwag that we had a day that was just a ridiculous day last year that, you know, we don't really expect to replicate that sort of figure for a day normally on a normal day. And so, you know, it just stood out like anything. And although you can have those just aren't the normal kind of figures that you get. So that's always going to stand out and make a week or a month look better when it's not like something that's normal, if that makes sense. And this little thing here is annoying me. Go away and go that side or do something else. Just don't annoy me there. And now it's going to annoy me on that side, because really it shouldn't really be tucked in like that. So if I just move that there, try not to catch it, because I'm going to have to tidy that away in a bit. Okay, so we are nearly at the bit where I've got to do the rib. Now it says the rib we've got to kind of do with like a flat edge, so it's not like sticking out. So I don't know whether to change over to doing like the mattress stitch type thing. I might do it. Yeah, I think I might do it that way, so that it kind of sits singing. Oh, whether Zahir's doing Fortnite. I've given up asking him, Pleasant Valley. Every night I've said, aren't you going to stream tonight? And he's like, I don't know. I think he was a bit stressed about whether they'd gotten rid of Salty and Tilted, but they got rid of Retail and what's it called? Tilted, didn't they? But it was happy and relieved to see that Salty still remained. Although he hasn't really played. He was just watching other streams. Because he was trying to find out, right? And I was like, you know, the quickest way to find out is actually going on and playing. And he was like, no, he didn't want to. So I was like, okay. And so that should be that. Yeah, Dave, it's got to be hard working and trying to do this at the same time. I mean, I'm kind of lucky that, in a way, if I'm tired from my day job, I can kind of not like slack off, but you know, I know that work is still getting done, so I'm a little bit more relaxed about it, because you know, Zahir's doing the majority of the work on eBay, so you know, I'm lucky in that sense. But I can imagine that working a full-time job and then trying to come home and get eBay sorted and, you know, list source, I imagine that can be quite difficult. Not easy. Right, okay, I'm just gonna get that out of the way, because I'm not gonna do any more there. And should I kind of tidy up these seams as I go along? I might do that at the end if I've got time. Let's just get this sewn together. So it doesn't look too bad, actually. I'm wondering what it's going to look like through the side. Okay, so I've done that. I've got to start putting the arms in. Now the arms it's not a great one to do. I don't always like doing the arms, and I normally mess up. So with the arms, you face it together. I'm down on everything except returns. Oh, Karen, I really hope it picks up. I really do. I'm just trying to work out, because that should meet there overall. So if I fold that in half, because that's where that is halfway. So let me just get a pin and pin that into place. I have actually got like different pins to kind of pin this into place, but it's more for like chunkier knits, so I kind of prefer these ones. It's quite a nice little pins to use. I've had them ages, as you can tell from like the broken plastic. I got it in on a magazine. I used to subscribe to Simply Knitting a long time ago, and I've used them ever since. I know, so interesting, right? Right, I am just going to pin that in there, because I don't know whether Alf seems to be going absolutely crazy downstairs, because then I've got to kind of space this out nice and evenly for it to fall correctly. So I'm going to just try and just pin this sleeve completely into place so that I can just carry on and just sew. I think we're talking about the okay. Right, I'm just going to sew this section up to here, and then I will make sure it joins on the other side as well. Mainly because I'm just worried about kind of stretching the arm too much, so then I can just get going. Sorry, I've been really awful at keeping up with the chat, but you guys seem to be talking in between yourselves anyway. Are you missing Z's streams? I know. He should stream more often. He needs to. And I think I've missed Dill City in here somewhere. Hello, Dill City. Sorry I missed you. Do you know what, Karen? I've got a ton of buttons. Zahia's like, no more buttons. I've got loads of buttons, absolutely loads, and I think I drive Zahia crazy with it. Where's my little thing? I really need to get myself organised. I feel like I'm looking at it and going, now what do I need to do? But I've just realised I've put the pins on the other side, but I prefer kind of knitting that way. Beck loves buttons. Sounds like a new wave. Dear. Yeah, do you know what? I would pull my button box out, but the thing is, I've got them all around the house. So I've got a box of buttons up here, which Zahir knows about, and then I've got a box of buttons in the front room that Zahir may not know about, and then I've got one in where our washing machine is, so in a cupboard downstairs, and I've got buttons in there as well. So, and he probably knows about them both now. I'm hoping he knew about them anyway, but he may not have done anyway. Yeah, he may not have known about them. But yeah. I've got this really really cool one, right? It's it's actually you know, like when you knit like a cape or something like that, and it's like a button. It's kind of like a latch, and it's got like a spider. Um, yeah, I think it's a spider web, and each side has got the spider web on it, and it looks really really cool. Um, yeah, no, I'm not watching the first live video. My first video is buttons. Beck and buttons is like Andrew with buttons. I am. I didn't know about the second stash. I should be careful. Oh dear. He won't let me buy any more buttons now. Now he knows about it. The thing is, I just go, yeah, yeah, I will use them. Um, and I do intend on using them. But I just, yeah. So which ones didn't you know about? Beck, you should do a button vid. Yeah, I have done a button vid ages ago. Um, Mainly when I was thinking about selling them. But, oh man. The thing is, Zahir actually asks me now when I buy buttons, he's like, are these to use or are they to sell? And I'm like, I'll probably keep them. But, you know, one lot of buttons I actually got because I was buying some vintage patterns off of a store, and there was this old guy, and he was like, oh, do you do crafts and stuff like that? Have you got any use for buttons? I was like, yeah, yeah, of course. And I looked at them, and it was like he just wanted to get rid of them. So, and because I was buying like some vintage doll patterns things, and stuff like that anyway, I ended up getting like the buttons chucked in. So I was like, yeah, cool. That's always cool. Right, I'm gonna move that because that's gonna start thinging me. So you can see like this stitching is like, I'm not sure it's my best, if I'm honest. You can't really see what I'm doing because I've moved it out the way. That's useful, isn't it? I did, Karen. I sold a lot of the glass buttons from the original haul, and I sold some Bakelite buttons as well from the original haul. But there's a few like a lot of the chunky buttons I sold. I've still got some of the chunkier ones, which I might just put, you know, like use them basically. Because I've got some really nice ones that I kind of quite like and kind of glad I didn't have to part with. But a lot of the glass buttons, yeah, I sold the glass ones and some Bakelite ones as well. And there was some other really nice ones as well. Like I think I had some wooden ones. So yeah, I sold some. Whatever's here, a couple of buttons. I did. Oh, I stand corrected. You sold less than 1% of what you bought. Whatever's here. Whatever. I'm not talking to you. But yes, I did sell them. Not loads, because obviously I've still got quite a lot. um, but yeah, I did sell them. Okay, so man, this is like super slow. Karen's, if you're asking if I still have the dolls, I don't. I'm quite sad about that, really. Zahir doesn't like them though, so I wanted to keep them, but I wasn't using them for what I had was planning on doing. So I was planning on doing a lot more knitting and maybe going into selling some of my knits, and I was going to use some of the dolls to kind of display the knits. Like if I was making blankets and things like that, I was going to um, use them for that. But I just never had the time to kind of put into that. Um, so I ended up just I ended up selling them in the end because I was planning on using them. Yeah, he does. He really doesn't like the dolls. Even the kids didn't really like the dolls. Like, I'd I'd obviously come into like the office space where I had them stored, and one when I first got them and I wasn't using them, Zahir was like, just put them in a box and stick them on top of the wardrobe. And so I did that for a while, and then when I brought them down, and had them in the office, I'd quite often come into them, into the room, and they'd be like face down. And I think that was the girls, apart from Zara, because she liked them, so she used to kind of take them and play with them. But yeah, yeah, they are really really well crafted dolls. So they are. That's okay, Dave. I know dolls aren't for everybody. I can understand that. Yeah, not they're not everyone's cup of tea. They really aren't. Um, there are there are some really freaky looking dolls though. Like I mean, they're I suppose they're freaky in a way because they're like um, they're they're kind of quite lifelike, I suppose. But there are other dolls that, like my daughter, has shown me some really really weird looking dolls, and like they're weird in a way because they're kind of like anime kind of style, but like their features are like really weird. Like I suppose they're exaggerated, I suppose is the best way to call it. And it's kind of similar to um, if you guys know like the Blythe, is it Blythe um, dolls. If you Google those, and they've got like really really exaggerated eyes and features. But my daughter was showing me like another brand of doll that was quite similar, but it's like more. I think it's like more anime kind of style, and they're like really weird looking. Um, and they're also really expensive. Um, oh, see, I used to collect porcelain dolls as well. Yeah, Zahir hated. Like when we moved in together, I did get rid of a lot of my porcelain dolls. Well, I didn't actually take many of them with me. I don't think I took any with me actually. I think I left them at home, and then my mum kind of asked me if I wanted them, and I was like, no, I'll just get rid of them because I did have a collection of porcelain dolls as a teenager, and I used to collect clowns as well. I know not everyone likes clowns, but I used to collect clowns as well. Um, oh no. Uh, Evening BCP. Thank you for popping in. No, no, don't. Don't Google that. That's not what I was saying. Don't Google that. That's not a good thing to Google, Dave. You probably won't. Yeah, be very careful. You don't want to go Googling like stuff like that. There's certain things that you just don't Google. That probably is one of them. Um, oh, that's creepy. When I was little and in my baby crib, I imagined a doll. My mum had got up and instead started walking towards me. The memory still haunts me. Oh yeah, yeah. I can. That's quite freaky actually. Okay, we're not getting very far with this at all. I've only managed one of the sleeves. It's probably because I'm talking. I'll try and quicken up. Um, yeah, I've turned that around. I'm gonna have to go back and do it that way. It's because I was trying to be quicker, and I was like, which way am I meant to be going? Oh yeah, this way. That's not good, is it? You start doing it one way, and then you go into it, and then you go. My needle was facing the wrong way for what I was doing. Although I don't think it matters too much because I'm just going in and out and back on myself really to secure the seam, so it's not like too bad. There we go. Oops, I hit myself in the head. So I try not to keep like the string too long. Yes. Yeah, clowns. I used to have clowns. Oh no. I know it's quite funny, isn't it? Like when you watch things on TV, and then it kind of freaks you out, and then you're just like, yeah, I can't be watching that anymore, or can't be having that in the house anymore. Um, yeah, that's not good, is it? Okay, so where are we? We are there. And someone has just scored. I don't know why Carl is so happy. Sunday will be stressful. Carlton are in the playoffs. Oh, okay. We haven't watched any football for a long time. I can't remember the last time we sat down and watched football. Yeah, I'm not good with scary movies, um, which sounds really funny considering I collect clown. At one point I collected clowns and stuff like that, and most people see those as quite scary things. Um, but I'm not good with scary movies. I think I've mentioned this before. Um, I won't even put myself in that position where I watch them because I know I don't like them. So yeah, we we just don't watch scary movies. I don't know. I don't. I just don't enjoy being scared. Like, and that's why I don't watch them. So there we go. Let me just go in there. Trying to get this seam so that they're not going to look odd. There we go. That should be okay. And then I've got to pin the other arm into place. Oh, no. Football playoffs in the UK, guys. We're in the middle of NHL hockey playoffs here. Right, I am going to get rid of that one there so that I've got some room to kind of put my hand somewhere. Okay. Now I'm gonna do that thing where that little bit of string is gonna annoy me, like that little bit of wool, until I'm kind of past it. So I'm just gonna try and hold it out of my way. And I should have gotten some more wool. I don't bother going to cinema to watch horror anymore, as it is in the hands most of the time. Yeah, I just can't watch it. You know, I'll just have to. I mean, one, it'll be waste for me to kind of go to the cinema and watch a horror movie, because I'd probably end up walking out of it. Because even if we've tried to watch horror before, and I just can't sit through it. I just have to turn it off. So, and it's not necessarily violence or anything like that. It's like the kind of supernatural kind of stuff that kind of freaks me out. So like anything to do with like poltergeist, ghosts, anything like that. That just really, really scares me, and then I can't watch it. I'm gonna go through there. I know it's the seam, but I want that secured there. What is my favourite film? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. It's probably something really. I don't know. I really like movies that I can watch again and again. So I really like Stand By Me. I think I've watched that like so many times. Anytime it's on TV, even if it's like halfway through, I will still sit down and watch it. So any movies that I can watch like again and again, and I really like anything that kind of makes me laugh. Like I like I like quite a lot of Will Ferrell. Is it Will Ferrell? I like quite a lot of his movies, like Step Brothers and things like that. And yeah, I just anything like that, really. But yeah, I'd probably say, I don't know, my favourite movie. Yeah, yeah. It's an awesome movie. I love it. I think Zahir gets sick to death of me watching it. Then again, normally when I'm watching it, he's doing something else. So, you know. But yeah, me and Zahir definitely have like different tastes when it comes to like movies and things like that. mean, at the moment, like this weekend, we were catching up on Avengers really because we realised we were actually quite far behind, um, and it was just we were just sitting there. And we were like, "Oh, should we catch up on it?" Because the new movie had come out. Um, and I'm just gonna secure this off because I'm not gonna tidy that up just now because I need to get on and try and sew the rest of these seams up. Because otherwise, I'm never gonna finish this. It's like 1:15 already, and I've still got like loads of seams to do. So there you go. So that's one side of the arm done and in place. I just got to do the other. So let me just put that there. The dinner table scene in Talladega Nights. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. That is quite funny. Yeah, I like that one. Scott went to see the new one. He is a Stanley obsessed. Yeah, I mean, we probably enjoy like the DC kind of style movies. Hannah is a big fan of Batman. She has been for many years. Um, I don't know whether to say this, but when she was at school. Oh, she knows I've spoken about her, like I said this story like loads of times. When she was at school, I used to have to get the bus home when I was catching the bus with her to and from school. And there was this one time where she used to love being Batman. She and so we were having a little chat on the bus, and I was sitting there and I was saying to her, "Oh, so what do you want to be when you're older?" And her response, which was absolutely fantastic, because she was only like, what was she, 4? I think she was 5 actually. Yeah, I think she was 5. And she went, and I said to her, "So what do you want to be when you're older?" And she was like, "I want to be Batman." And she was like as serious as anything. And he's probably been one of her favourite like superheroes, Batman, for like many years. So we're probably more like DC rather than Marvel, but yeah, definitely like a good action movie. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, and Schindler's List. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I watched Schindler's List probably when I shouldn't have. Well, I don't think there's a wrong time to watch Schindler's List if I'm honest. But how old was I? About, I may have been about 14. But it was when I remember it because it was like it was a it was kind of a family memory really. We were over in Spain visiting my grandparents because my grandparents lived out there at the time, um, and one evening we sat down and watched Schindler's List because my nan was a big movie watcher. She used to have loads of movies like Aliens and things like that. Yeah, she had a really crazy selection of movies that she used to love watching. And one evening when we were over in Spain, we sat down and we watched Schindler's List, which was pretty awesome. It was my nan died shortly after that, so for me it's a memory that like I kind of do hold on to. So sorry, I'm getting upset. I can't believe I'm getting upset over that. But yeah, I don't think about it too often. But yeah, she he died shortly after we come back from Spain, so which was sad. But yeah, that is a good movie. My favourite film, Space Odyssey. Saw it on a huge theatre screen at 12. I realised films could be more than just entertainment, the mystery of the universe. I can't remember that one exactly. I'm sure I've seen it. Um, or it may have been that Zahir's watched it and he's told me that I have to watch it, because that often is quite often the case where he's like, have you seen this movie? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't think so. And he's like, you've got to watch it. And yeah, we just don't talk about Indiana Jones in this house, because that's one movie I haven't watched, and I haven't been that bothered about trying to watch it either. Full Metal Jacket, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. uh, oh, Matrix, yeah. The first one, though. Maybe not the later ones, but yeah, the first one definitely. The first Matrix was good. That pin is going to get in my way in a minute, so let's move that there. Matrix is a funny film here. It's what me and hubby went to see on a first date in 1999. Oh, cool. I can't remember the first movie me and Zahir watched together. Oh, yeah, I do. I think it was Final Destination. That was one of the first movies we went to see at the cinema together. Yeah. It was an okay movie. It was, yeah. Yeah, I think it was okay. Okay, I'm gonna really pronounce your name wrong, but is it Nederera? I apologise if I pronounce that wrong. Thank you for popping in over on Twitch. Hope you are well. I am trying to finish off this jumper. I've been knitting on stream for a few weeks, this jumper now, and I'm just getting to the point where I'm sewing the seams. And I was hoping to be done this evening, but I'm meant to be finishing and getting off. Getting off at about past, but I can't see me finishing. Yeah, thank you, Pleasant Valley. It is hard. I mean, even after all these years, and I think yeah, it's still tough for me to talk about and think about her, really. But yeah. We're supposed to don't judge still together. We did go and see it the following day. Oh dear. The Shining, Jack Nicholson. I don't think I've seen that one. Pleasant Valley. I don't think I've seen that one at all. just sewing up stuff is like really, Oh, is it that? Yeah, I definitely haven't seen that, but I think I know. I think that's like a really popular um, kind of scene, isn't it? Um, Pleasant Valley. I just read the end part of your message. Um, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, no. I definitely. I'm glad I haven't seen it then. If it's definitely a scary movie, yeah. But yeah, I think that the axe scene though, I think that's quite a popular one that kind of that sticks in my head for some reason. I don't know why, but I definitely haven't seen that movie. Then features Ready Player One, which is another great film. Yeah, there's like so many great movies. I was saying this to Zahir the other day, right? I was like moaning about this back stitch. I was like, I really don't like it. It's not a stitch I normally use, but the pattern says to use it. It's like use this back stitch, and I'm like, I don't like it. And I think it's just because I'm not used to using it. He was like, well, why don't you use one that you do like? And I was like, no. The pattern says to use it, so I'm going to use it and see what the difference is. I think it's just because it feels like you're just going back on yourself. Well, you are. That's why it's called a back stitch. Just going back on yourself. I'm guessing it's the way it's secured, like the seam and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm not sure I like it. Can you tell I don't like change? I don't like doing things differently. Ah, okay. Really good film to watch. I watched last night on Now TV is Tag. It's really funny about a lifelong game of it. Ah, yeah. I thought so. Pleasant Valley. Um, Karen's asking, so the jumper, will it be machine washable when it's done? It is machine washable. I'm just checking like the wall thing. It says don't tumble dry, and you can mild wash and cold iron as well. So yeah, sure, it's called Tag. Let me check. Never heard of Tag. Is it new? Um, I don't know. I haven't heard of it either. Okay. Yeah, this is probably like the the bit that I kind of like the least about knitting is like the sewing of the seams afterwards. Um, I'm quite happy once it's like uh, all done, because then I'm like really, really happy with what I've made. But I do, I don't necessarily enjoy like the sewing up part of it. I think that's why I kind of get a bit frustrated with it. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, really? I should. I mean, I could have put the arms on, I suppose, and just done like the seams, but I'm not sure. I think I'm just being slow, to be quite honest. And the thing is, I actually like because I haven't had anything to knit, so I've actually been going through some unfinished product projects. So I started knitting like this little teddy bear like ages and ages ago, and it's one of those that is like a 5 minute job, like not 5 minutes, but like it's such a quick knit. And I got to a point with it, and I put it down and didn't carry on with it, and so I've gone back to finish that off, which is quite funny. I'm just gonna get rid of this bit of just kind of this end because I know I won't need to kind of tie in anything with it, so I just want to kind of tidy it up now. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but it'll take me 2 minutes to do that one. Um, but yeah, so I've forgotten what I was saying. So that is the arm in place on that side anyway, which I'm pretty happy with. This one is going to be the same. Just let me just do it that way. There's halfway point. So it's there. But yeah, it's the sewing part of it is probably like my least favourite. But oh yeah, it was the teddy bear. So I've started knitting this, like finishing off this teddy bear last couple of nights. And then I got two, right? Because it was one that came on one of the magazines that I had bought. So it was like a little pack, and they provide you with like the wool and everything like that. And I was sitting there and I was like, they haven't given me enough wool to finish this hat off on this bear. So I mean, luckily I've got more wool. I've got like a bunch of wool like stashed away um, from like old knits. So I'm sure I'm going to be able to match the colour up because I'm pretty sure I've got that colour that I was knitting in anyway. So I was like, well, I will finish it off, and it's just sat downstairs, and I was like, I could have actually probably finished it off over the weekend, but I didn't. So yeah, it's one of those really. Um, yes, definitely tag. It's a true story. Oh, that sounds interesting. I might have to look that up. Real footage from the people it's based on. After watching it, it's the kind of thing you wish you had started as a child. I like knitting and just can't sew photography. Yeah, the knitting is probably like my favourite part of it. The sewing is not so much my favourite part. It's just annoying, quite frankly. I don't enjoy the sewing up bit. Mainly because I don't think my hand sewing's like that I wouldn't say it's not that neat actually. It's just I just don't like it. And now I don't know where I've put my scissors. Have I put them underneath? Oh, there. There they are. Yeah, I just don't enjoy it. I really just don't enjoy like the sewing part of it. I just sit there and I'm just like, yep, rather not be sewing this right now. Right. Okay, we are just gonna. I'm purposely leaving like the ends a little bit longer because I'm gonna have to just work them into the knitting, like just to tidy up at the end. But I probably won't do that on stream. I will probably hang on. Let me just make sure I've got it the right way. I want it this way. Pull that one out, and we're gonna start again on this side. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on. I normally only stick to an hour. Luckily I've done all my like bits and pieces that I need to do for tomorrow, apart from making my lunch. I haven't made my lunch yet. So I've done all my ironing and stuff like that. I did that earlier because we finished off at the office at about 5 today, which is, sometimes we work till about 4:30, but I think both me and Zahir were just feeling a bit like, come on, let's get out of here, when it got to that time. So we were just like, gonna go. I can't enjoy anything in this bed. Yeah, no, you know what, there are plenty of stuff to enjoy in life, just not sewing. There we go. It seems like really heavy on one side. Like it's probably just the way I'm having to hold it, but it just does. It just feels like I feel like I pulled that a little bit too tight. Stay on and finish. I'll probably stay on for a bit because I've got the arm to sew in, and then it's just like the two side seams, and those hopefully won't take too long. I just gotta keep finding where I've got to go in, so I'm going up here. But I have to say, like, one thing I can say about this, using this back stitch, when I've turned it over, the work has looked like really neat, and really tidy. So I have enjoyed that side of it, like using that stitch. But I think it's just because it's not a familiar stitch to me. I don't normally use this stitch. And there's a little knot in my little thread of wool that I'm using, which keeps catching, so hopefully it's not going to keep catching for long. But no, I do want to finish it on stream. So, and I'm feeling really hot in this room as well, but I haven't got the heating on, and it's like I feel really hot. Sorry, my chat just went there for a minute. Now to see the finish, I need to see it. Yeah. Yeah, so here we're going to have none of that showing off in the chat with yourselves, please. That's just, you know, that's not particularly nice, is it? There we go. Okay, so I think Zahir must have popped out when we were doing all that movie chat, because he must have been out. Margaret Stewart says, "Hi everyone, that's good you're staying on as I'm just in from Sainsbury's." Well, thank you for popping into the chat. And yeah, I'm going to try and finish this up tonight. If I'm honest, I did say to my daughter it should be finished tonight, and quite frankly, I want it finished. I'm not going to go into another stream with it still going. Although it hasn't actually taken that long to actually do this jumper, um, it doesn't feel like the scarf where I felt like I was on it for like weeks and weeks and weeks. Um, the jumper does actually feel like it's come along really, really quickly. It's just the sewing part, and you know, it's just one of those where it's just getting there. If I didn't talk so much, it wouldn't be a problem. You know, I talk way too much sometimes, and that's the issue. But I like talking as well. Oh, and Zahir showing off with his Big Mac meal as well, huh? That's not good, is it? And anyways, Zahir, I thought you wanted to stream tonight. Oh, am I getting that wrong? Or is it tomorrow that you want to stream? Because it's like season 9 tomorrow, isn't it? Like the new season on Fortnite. Ah, I don't know. You know when you look at it and you think, oh, I've been going in at the wrong place. But I don't think it matters, to be quite honest. And that little pin is going to have to move. I'm not going to put it in its holder. I keep having to use it anyway. Oh yeah, Pleasant Valley. Yeah, that'll be it. He just wanted to stay quiet through all of that chat because he was like, you know what, I'm not going to share my favourite movie. Well, I had my sale for the day. Kids dinner money sorted. Winning here today. Oh dear. Yeah, don't give him bucks money, Karen. Zahir ends up putting. I don't think he spent a great deal on V-Bucks actually. Well, not that I know of actually. I don't know. Has he? I know he buys some of the skins sometimes. But it's the new season tomorrow, isn't it? So I did actually say to Zahir, "Is he going to buy it?" And he didn't answer me. So Pleasant Valley's saying he needs to get a sale as well. I mean, the general store's been quiet. We sold. What did we sell on it today? Like that spindle thing. What's it called? I can't remember. Is it here? What is it called? What was that? It came with a knitting machine. Basically, it was like an accessory. I can't remember what it's called. And we sold that today on a general store, which we did get asking price for. But asking price, I think, was like $12.99. But I think it's one of those items that, it was just going to be one of those that, that's, that's it, so here. Wool winder. Yeah, we sold that today. I've had no, Margaret saying she hasn't had any sales either, but one from the weekend that has not paid. She got it at a reduced price as well. Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? We had one the other day that, the thing is, it was one of those where we accepted an offer on it, and then we were like, should we have accepted an offer? And then they cancelled it, and then we were like, yeah, that's fine. And they wanted to cancel like immediately after they had just put the offer in. And we were like, yeah, that's good, because I'm not sure that we were that convinced that we wanted to sell it that price after we had actually clicked to accept. So yeah, it was one of those. Okay, so seem to be getting a little bit quicker. Maybe it's just me not chatting as much. Oops, I got that caught. Why have I got that caught? Okay, that is not helping. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it. You're twisting around that bit, and you're not meant to twist around that bit. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, that's fair enough. Oh, yeah, they throw you, don't they? Those e-checks. Someone did that to me. Like, I can't remember when it was, and I was just like, I can't believe they pay by e-check. But yeah, I just put it down to someone not knowing how to use eBay and PayPal and stuff. Because I didn't realise people still paid by e-check, but that is really weird when it's like that. You just go, okay. The thing is, it's like one of those, like, when the item sells, you do want to just send it out as soon as possible. You don't really want to wait until it's cleared, because in your head the item's sold, so it's like, I remember just kept checking like all the time, just going, have they paid yet? Have they paid yet? Come on. Okay, we're not put that then, because we're going to use that one again in a minute. Okay. Move that one as well, because that's going to get in my way as well. Was I talking to the jumper? Oh dear. Well, that's not good if I do that. Particularly if it starts answering me back. That's not good, is it? Okay. So we are getting... I'm hoping there's not a... There probably is a seam. I've probably just... Or is it a little bit further down? I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Why is that pop through there? The thing is, you probably can't even see what I'm looking at. Because my hands are in the way. But I was like, oh, why is that coming loose there? It looked like it was coming out of place, and it might be just, yeah, just there. I'm just going to put that through there like that. And now I do need to backstitch this though, so let me just move that over there. Do that. And then we can go onto this side. There we go. Do you know the worst thing I've done before, right? When it comes to knitting, is sewing all of the arm, like the arm sleeve in place, turning it round and then realising I had sewn like the wrong bit together, because it was like, when I say the wrong bit, so like you have it so it's facing each other, like so the outside bit is facing each other, so that you know it's going to be the right way round when you turn it the right way round. And I had actually sewn like this side of it to that side, and I was just like, oh, that is so frustrating. That's probably like one of the worst ones I've ever done. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, how frustrating. I think I actually had to put the knitting down that night and just go, you know what, it clearly is not the night that I should be sewing this together. I can't remember how long that ago that was, and it was only like it was actually something I was knitting for the girls as usual. So it was only like it would have only been like a little cardi or a little jumper or something, and I was just so frustrated with myself. I had to put it down. I was like, oh, that is just silly. It is silly. Oops. My little thread is probably a little bit too long, but otherwise it's starting to get like tangled up with the edge, so I don't want to do that. Did I just do that wrong? I hope not. I'm hoping we're not off track. There we go. There you go. Right, I'm just going to pin this arm piece there, and then put another pin in it in the middle so that I'm kind of, I know roughly where I need to be. So if I put a pin there and a pin there, but I'll put it like that, and then that will hold that into place while I just catch up with this bit here. That is what I would do. But would probably sew the arm sleeve to the neckline. I don't know. It was just, it was one of those evenings where I was just like, I need to put this down because I'm clearly just not in the right frame of mind to be knitting this, like sewing this together. So yeah, I did go back to it and obviously finish it off, but yeah, it was just, it was one of those moments where I laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. I think I was just so annoyed with myself. I was just like, oh, for goodness sake. Like, who does that? You know, sew it to the wrong bit. You know, an inside out kind of thing. But it happens. It happens. Um, yeah, it is. Yeah, so do you know what the next product we bought? Yeah, it's going to be a crochet tie. I have, um, I've said this about so many times. My crochet is not my strongest craft. I'm much more comfortable with knitting, but I wanted to try out a crochet tie. Karen says she's going to check it out. But yeah, it is going to be a crochet tie. I've already picked out the wool, which I don't actually have up here, surprisingly. I haven't moved it upstairs yet. Um, which is this really Zahir. One of Zahir's favourite colours is green. If you've seen a picture of his computer at all, you will know that he's got a green PC, and his one of his favourite colours is green. So we are going with a green crochet tie. My crochet isn't fantastic. I've only like learned over the past 5 or 6 years, so but I thought it would be fun to do a tie, and you never know, he might model it at the end, although I'm not sure he will. But yeah, when it's done, I am going to try and do a few short like projects on these streams, just so that it doesn't get too um, too boring. I don't mind doing like the larger projects, to be quite honest, but I need shorter ones sometimes as well, because I do enjoy my knitting and things like that, but sometimes I need to change it up. So we are gonna try and do like probably a shorter project next time, or a couple of short ones, and then we'll do something that takes a little bit more time. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Pleasant Valley, come on. There's no way I'm gonna do that one for him. I'm not knitting him some swimming trunks. Um, would love to learn crochet, do some tutorials. Love the idea of making a massive blanket off a little needle. Yeah, it's. I mean, I love doing those. Well, they call them like granny squares. Um, but yeah, I did actually a few years back. I don't know how long ago it was actually, but I think it was a few years. Um, I was getting like the art of crochet, and it's one of these things where it's like a weekly magazine, and you learn to do like a stitch, like a square kind of. They send you like the ball of wool, and you're kind of doing a square each week, and then you build up to making this blanket. And I started doing it, and my mum started doing it. And then I cancelled my subscription because I was like, oh, I've had enough. And then my mum was like, look, you take over it, because you know, she she didn't get on with crochet. She wasn't she prefers knitting to crochet. So I ended up taking over hers and ended up finishing this blanket. And it's actually something that's on my daughter's bed. She actually keeps it on her bed now. Um, but yeah, I love crochet for that. I've done a few projects of crochet. So I knitted. Well, I say I knitted. I crocheted a, a papoose for um, my niece when she was born. And I can't remember with my nephew. I actually did a blanket that was crocheted. That was a really massive, long project. I That took me months. I actually had to start it quite early. Um, yeah, no sewing involved. I know, because the thing is, even with like the when you do like the crochet, you can actually join it. Um, with the what's the word? Like with one of the stitches, like you can join all the squares together doing a certain type of stitch. So yeah, it's not really. Yeah, you don't have to really sew, which is good. And okay, we've gone half an hour over so far. I've still got 2 more seams to do once I get to this end bit. But they are the main seams, so I think it's 2 seams anyway. In my head, I think it's 2 seams. I think it is. I'll have to check in a minute. I'm sure it is, yeah, because it's do you know, it's like yeah, it's the two like side seams and then like the underarm, because I normally do those together. I don't I think some people may do them separately. I tend not to. I just join them all at once. So yeah, I've got 2 more seams to do after this one is finished. So I'm gonna finish it. So yeah, I'm sorry, it is going to be a long stream. So if you do have to go off and do other things, I can completely understand. But I just want to finish this off tonight. My girls go off to bed soon. I can still hear them playing though, so I'm not sure they've gone. Like, well, yeah, I know they haven't gone yet because I can hear them. See, this is the bit that I don't like. Like, I can't have the pin in, but it's like, because it annoys me, like on my hand. But then, like, I'm trying to make sure I'm holding it into place so that I'm getting like the seam in the right place. I'm quite moany tonight. I'm moaning loads. You can finish the jumper like a champion prize fighter. Yeah, I am. I am gonna finish it. Because, like I said, I'm gonna do the tidying up bit off stream because it is quite literally just me tidying like and weaving the ends in, and then just cutting a few bits off. So I will do that off stream. I mean, I'll probably tidy up this seam quickly though. pretty much. It's only going to take a couple more. See, my string is starting to my wool is starting to kind of twist a little. It's twisting round on itself. That's no good, is it? And then if I go in there, I'll go in there. Okay, and then we need to secure this off, so do a little knot. And that's cool, I can understand that. I didn't actually bring my tea up here this evening, so I should have done that really. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I cut it there, that's fine. Okay, so that's both of the arms, you can't really see, in place. Now I'm going to kind of sew like the seams this way. So we are going to just put a few pins in place just to so I'm trying not to kind of actually I might put that one that way because that one's going to come out quite quickly. Alright, this one I'm just going to pop through there, and then because it's only the short sleeved bit, we are just going to put one in there. Okay, so I want to get a good length of wool, but not too long that it's going to start tangling, because that can be a right frustration. Bring Becks a cover. He's probably gone. He's probably watching is it Symphony? I think Symphony comes on around this time. He's probably left the chat. Yeah, so if I cut it about there, that might be enough for both seams without me back again. Can't miss his riveting conclusion. Oh dear, so exciting to see the actual finish of the project. I'm glad you're finding it exciting. I feel like I'm just talking loads. Oh dear. Ah, oh, this wool is like terrible when it starts coming apart. It's really nice wool to knit with though. I have to say I've really enjoyed using this wool. And there's another one that I actually want to try. And I was tempted to get it for Zahir's tie, but then overall I don't think it would have been the right kind of wool to use. So I decided against it in the end. But yeah, I don't know if you can really call it a wool, because it's actually polyester. So it's just yeah, it's just it was like really nice chunky kind of, I'm going to call it a wool, but it was. Right, I'm going to go in there just so I'm on the right side, because that's the way I've been doing this. And There you go. And I'm not sure this is the type of stitch I'm meant to be doing along the rib. I'm sure they asked me to do a different stitch, but I'm not sure it's going to make too much of a difference, if I'm honest. I don't know whether you can actually see that. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm just trying to stretch it out so that but I think I was a bit off camera there, so I'll try and move it back this way. You know, because you've got to see the stitching, right? So he could be playing Fortnite. He could be, but I'm not sure he will be. I don't know, sometimes he does. But I'm sure because he kept saying to me he wanted to watch Symphony play, and I'm sure like Symphony comes on. Well, it was on quite a lot over the weekend, I think, because of the Fortnite World Cup thing. So he was streaming a lot during the day our time. So I'm hoping this is matching up okay with like the with the other side of rib. It should do, because yeah, it's matching up fine. Like, because the last thing, different place. But you shouldn't do that as long as it's like, as long as you're not holding it tight. Do you ever do any projects with your remnants? I have thought about it, and I was looking into that a while ago, seeing whether I could do some like charity knits and things like that. So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something like that really, because you know, like you do get quite so like look how much of that wool I've got left. So this project was meant to take approximately about 4 balls of wool, and that's the 4th ball. So like I probably won't make another project out of it, or you know, or anything like that. So I really like that idea of doing that sort of thing. But it is yeah, it's just about doing it really. I used to, like when I used to get like the knitting magazines, they used to like display like you know, like what charities were asking for knits and things like that. So I know we've got Google now, so I could easily Google it and find out some charities that are looking for things. But there are going to be some cool charities, and most people say like look locally, like do your local like hospitals and things like that. Yeah, it is a lot left. Pleasant Valley, you're asking, can you stream 2 things at once though? I don't think he can. So if he is playing, he's playing off stream, because I don't think, because I'm streaming, I don't think he can. I don't think our internet will allow it. It can be, it's not great at the best of times. And it can drop out sometimes. I'm surprised I haven't actually had any dropouts, because I use home plugs up here, and we found out actually that like the BT kind of what's it called, the router doesn't like not that it doesn't like home plugs, but a lot of dropouts are actually due to, because I was having a lot of dropouts on this PC, and apparently it's down to having a home plug plugged in, and it doesn't like it. And then when it's like doing its stuff, if there's any dropouts, it's because of that. Yeah, but I don't think Zahir could stream at the same time. The swim shorts for Zoo should be made out of that leftover. Oh, my girls have come to say goodnight. Do I not get kissed tonight? No. Okay, not nice. I'll see you in the morning, okay? But yeah. Okay, night nights. Um, um, peppermint teasy. I have a peppermint tea, please, honey. That was Zahir. That was Pleasant Valley Picker's idea for, um, the next project. That it should be a pair of swim shorts for you. That was nothing to do with me. Yeah, I don't think I can get away with the swim shorts. I don't think I'd do that. I can hear that he's gone into the kitchen to make me a tea. Oh, he's a good husband, really. There we go. So, oh, is that caught? No, that's the little thread. This is why it's kind of good to kind of tidy up the threads. I always leave it till the last minute though. I always do it right at the end. It's like the tidy up bit. But otherwise, they do annoy you as you go along. You see, which is not good. Is everyone giving Zahir their tea orders? Okay. I think this is a little bit long, this thread, but I'm like, I don't want to, like, I'd rather have like extra than none at all. But it just feels a bit long, but that's okay. We can work with this. No. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Have you only just made it, yeah? Yeah. So it needs to brew a bit. Cool, thank you. I'm drinking orange, I don't know how to say that, tea here. This must be the record breaking stream time. Yeah. I wouldn't normally stream for this long. It's just because I want to finish this off. And I've got work in the morning. Man, I've got to get up at like tomorrow. What time have I got to get up? About 6:15 I've got to get up because I'm at the surgery for 8 o'clock. So, And the thing is, it was one of those days where, because it was bank holiday on Monday, so it was it was a busy day today. So I only had to be at work until 1 today because it's my shorter day. So I was in the office from about 2 this afternoon by the time we got there, because we had to drop off parcels and things like that on the way back to the office. So and that took some time. But yeah, work was busy, but I probably felt it. I don't know. It was busy, but it was like manageable. Um, Mainly because we probably had loads and loads of um, like appointments today, because we kind of need it. Once we go back, we need appointments to be able to put, patients in, particularly on the same day ones. So there we go. Yeah, no, he's good. He looks after me. To be fair, you know, I do the same for him. Like if he's on stream and he needs a drink or something like that or whatever, and he does the same. I'm not normally on this long that I need a drink on stream, so, and normally I'm prepared and I've actually got a water with me, and I didn't bring one. I don't know why. I just didn't bring one this evening. I should have known I'd end up having uh, a longer stream because of the sewing part of it. So, oopsie. I think that went out a little bit. I think we're doing okay actually. Nearly there. Kind of rolls a little, the seam. I don't think they they do, Karen. I think it's I think there's like 111 and stuff like that they use now, like out of hours. I rarely go to the doctors, but when I go, we have a big list of things. Yeah, I really don't go to the doctors. I'll be honest. We've moved, and I don't think I've. Well, other than the girls needing to go to the doctors on the odd occasion. For myself, I just don't go. Like, I really don't go. I don't know. I just maybe it's because I work in a surgery now, and I've got no. I just don't want to be in a surgery. I just don't want to go to the doctors. I'd just rather not, quite frankly. I am. I am thirsty, but it's quite hot. I can't. Yeah, I can't drink it. Um, Yeah, yeah, Karen. Yeah, I can't, obviously I can't really comment because of my job, but yeah, um, can't really say too much. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I completely, yeah. I mean that's, um, yeah, that's the thing. There are there are reasons why you have to go to the doctors, and there are some, you know, genuinely ill people sometimes. But it is, weather has been hot here too. About 20, not bad for early May. Oh, that's good. Wow, that is still so hot. Right, I'm gonna have to move that one there. You're gonna be happy to hear that we are nearly on the last seam. I've just got like this little section underneath the arm to do, and then we're on the other seam. And I will turn it around and show you what it looks like. And like I said, I will do all the tidying up off stream because you don't need to see that bit. I've just realised I've just gone over a stitch that I've just done. That was a bit silly. Um, just match these seams up underneath the arm. Make sure I'm not knitting it out of place. There we go. Right, I'm gonna go in that section there, and then that makes that bit nice and tight and doesn't look like there's a hole underneath. And then we can go in there, and that makes it all right. Oh, have I got a little knot in there? Ruby? Maybe just at the end there. Okay. Okay, so it's going right again. Sorry, I went really, really quiet then. Um, just gonna put a stitch there because I think it's the best thing to do, because I don't want to get to the point where it doesn't. Right, so I'm gonna cut that off there. That's fine. I should have weaved that in really, but we are going to do the other seam. So this one I'm actually going to turn it this way to do, because like I said, I like sewing along a certain way, otherwise it will throw me out. Okay, and then let's get that in place there. That one goes there, and then we're going to do one right along the middle there. Yeah, that's very true about the NHS. We are very lucky to have a healthcare that is still free. Yeah, other countries aren't as lucky as what we provide in this country. And it really is something, as much as people complain about it, it is something that is, it may not always work the way people have known it to work, but like with anything, things have to adapt and have to change when it comes to services within the NHS. It has to change because of the amount of people that are accessing it. People are living for longer. So, it has to adapt. I think one of the biggest frustrations that most people find is not seeing the same doctor. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that has had to change because of the amount of patients that are needing to be seen. There's only so much time each doctor does actually have. So, and if we've got more doctors, then it has to, like I said, it has to adapt at some point. So, and it's not necessarily what people want to hear, but where we can, we do try and accommodate, but it can't always be the case. There we go. I'm going to just have to shorten this a little bit because it's a little bit too long. I thought it might be. Okay. Basic healthcare is free here. Just have to show your care card. Not everything is covered. People with higher income pay a bit every month. If you're lower income, you pay nothing. Some things like dental and eye care aren't covered. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Karen said it in the chat, but our dental is the same. Well, similar anyway. It's free up until 18, I believe, our dental. Right. I've left this string a little bit too long and it's going to annoy me, especially with these little bits on the end. But if I hold them, then hopefully we'll be out of the way. Okay, there we go. Hopefully we're out of the way now. Waiting lists can be long. A lot of folks go to walk-in clinics or emergency at hospitals. Yeah, waiting lists can be long, unfortunately. And particularly when some services are for referrals and things like that, they can have a bit of a waiting list. Which obviously can be frustrating. There we go. And do you know this? I did this thing the other day, right? Because we got rid of a bunch of our old cups, right? So and we've got like a tip shop, and so we donated it to the tip shop. And I was in the tip shop the other day, and I was like, "Oh look, there's a Batman mug. Should we get it?" And then I realised it was like a mug that we had actually donated. So I was like, "Yeah, let's not." You know, buying back your stuff that you've just donated. That's not good, is it? It clearly looked familiar. So it was like, and it's not like we got, because the reason why we got rid of one of them is because we had two Batman mugs, and so we were just doing like a clear out of like the kitchen cupboards and just going, alright, we've doubled up on that mug, so we don't really need another one. So we got rid of one of them. Yeah, there's me trying to like thinking about buying it back, which is a bit silly. I'm sure Zahir would have stopped me and gone, you know what, we've just donated that in. I mean, why would I want to get another Batman mug when we've already got one? Why would you want to do that? No, Hannah's happy with her mug. Right. I'm really quite happy with this actually. I think the stitch is actually working out quite well. I think the more I've done it over this jumper, I think I actually quite like the look of it. Well, until I turn it around and then I'll go, no, don't like it. But I've already seen a shoulder seam with it, like this, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be quite happy overall, which is good. I just don't like how long this thread is. It's annoying me, but should have cut it down a bit more. Oh well. I didn't do it, so. Right, let's move that one. That one can go back over there. And then. Oh, come on. The thing is, with keeping like the wool this long, it does tend to twist on itself, which can be a bit awkward. I just have to move my mouse out the way. I realise that I'm hoping it's kind of on. I haven't kept check of this too much, if I'm honest. I probably should have done. Okay. Oops. I pulled the wrong one, like the wrong thread. Oh. See, that's the worry, is like getting it tangled on the back. Hopefully it's getting to the point where it's kind of, yeah, it's getting to a shorter length now, so we're okay. Less chance of it twisting. gotta stop and have a drink. Right, so we are getting to nearly the end bit again with the sleeve. So like I said, I am going to do all the tidying up off stream, so I may end up sticking a picture of this up on Instagram. Probably won't be tonight, probably at some point tomorrow. I will stick up a picture on Instagram of it completely finished. It will just be on a hanger, it won't be with my daughter modelling it because she is extremely shy. So there's no way she will put it on and let me take a picture of it with her in it. So it will be on a hanger, but I will definitely show what it looks like on Instagram. Like I said, I'll probably do that tomorrow. But tonight it will be done. Other than the tidying up, which isn't a good, it's not exactly an exciting part of the jumper really, the tidying up bit. Because all I do is just weave the ends into like a seam or something like that. So there we go. There we go. So just the arm, like the little sleeve to do. Let me just move that there. Try and get this matched up so the rib matches. Oopsie. Oh, damn it. There we go. Okay, so we have finished the last seam, and I'm just gonna get these bits out of the way. I said I wasn't going to do that, but I'm just going to do these ones on the sleeves because they will show when I turn it around. And I've got a feeling I've got one of these little things on the inside because when I was doing the arm I've got it on one side but not the other, so I'm wondering if I've accidentally done it and it's showing through on the other side, so I'll see. I'll have to have a look and see if I just need to pop it back through. All very interesting. Okay, so let's turn it around and see whether I have left a little thread on the other side. Possibly. No, I haven't. Okay, so obviously neckline you're gonna have to excuse because I haven't tied it up around there. Yeah, I knew I had. So I am gonna just poke that back through. Okay, so that goes through that way. And there you have it. So I don't know whether I can show you that fully, but that is the jumper. If I do it that way. There we go. I'll just hold it up in front of me. I don't know if I can go to big screen on this. Because I think I'll mess up my settings. But yeah, the jumper is finished. I'm really happy about that. Finally finished it. Let me go over. Yes. Sorry, my restream chat kind of just disappeared on me, so I've gone over to YouTube. So I do apologise if you're over on Twitch. May not be able to see you.
Where is it?
Yeah, I wanted to try and change my screen to big screen, but I can't remember how to do it. And I was like, oh, can I do it here? No, because that's my thing. If I change that, would that mean it would just change absolutely everything? Because I don't think my settings.
You add a new scene, okay?
Okay.
And then when I just add, where's your in your scene? Where's your things that you can add to it? Why does this all look different?
Because this is what I use.
No, but why can't I see Where's your edit screen? Oh, there you go.
See,
Editor.
this is what I
No,
told
you
you.
need to go into editor there. That's right. Okay.
Oh,
And then, hold on, because
bear with me while we
video
sort out the
capture.
tech stuff.
Alright, video capture. There you go.
Okay.
And then you can go transform, fit to screen. There you go.
Okay, right. There we go. That'll show it a bit better. So, there you go.
Oh, it looks really nice.
I know, I'm so
That is
impressed.
really nice.
I've got
That
all
actually
the
works pretty
tidying
solid.
up to do, like inside, like because I've got all like the threads that are still there, but I'm really happy with
I
that.
think that'll fit Zara in it.
It will, it will. I thought it was going to be a small size, so yeah, that's it. All done, finished. Yeah, really happy, really tired, and I can see Nick's just joined us. Nick, where have you been? I've been sewing like for like 2 hours. No, I'm only joking. Thanks for popping in, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go now. So yes, thank you to everyone that's popped in this evening. I am so glad it's finished. Got the tidying up to do on the inside, but you know, I know it won't fit Z. I'm actually knitting him a tie. Well, I'm crocheting him a tie, so that's the next project. Um, Most Pleasant Valley. No, I don't think it was the epic Beck stream like ever, like the most epic Beck stream ever. No, I don't think so. It was just a really long 2 hours. But anyway, I'm gonna go, and thank you to everyone for joining me this evening. I will hopefully be back Saturday. If I'm not on Saturday evening, I will be on Sunday afternoon. I think we will make it back in time because we're out Saturday. I think we'll make it back in time for the stream, but if you don't see a stream Saturday night, it will be Sunday afternoon. So hopefully I will definitely make it for the Saturday stream, but I just want to give you a warning because I don't like not telling you that I'm not going to be here, but we're just taking the girls out shopping for the day in Manchester, so it's just yeah, hoping to be back for like evening time so I can come on stream. If not, then it will be Sunday afternoon. But anyway, thank you for everyone for popping in this evening. Thank you for staying and hanging out while I finished off the jumper too. And I've got to find the end space, so bye and see you in hopefully